The purpose of this podcast is to educate and inform. It is no substitute for professional care by your doctor or your qualified healthcare professional. Never disregard or delay professional medical advice because of something you've heard on this podcast or in any linked material. Guests who speak on this podcast express their own opinions, experience, and conclusions. Dr. Shirley neither endorses nor opposes any particular opinion discussed on this podcast. The views expressed on this podcast have no relation to those of any academic, hospital, practice, institution, or other entity with which Dr. Shirley may be affiliated.
Welcome to Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty. This podcast is curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD, as the definitive source of holistic wellness through beauty.
The Forever Fab podcast values truth and authenticity. We encourage our guests to show up exactly as they are, as the best version of themselves. Please note, this podcast episode contains adult language. Thank you and enjoy. Welcome back to part 2 of my interview with Nika Carly on the Forever Fab podcast. Nika, particularly for women, but actually men and women, if our primal power lies between our thighs, or maybe at, our deep pelvis or root chakra, how do we learn to harness this power and grow it to manifest our greatest potential?
Yes. We've got to be willing to sit with it. This is very often, I've worked with so many students and clients that they come to the sexuality work, they come to the intimacy work, and they want it now, right? There's a desire for this, like, hey, I've been wanting this expression, this experience, this expansion, and like let's do it. Like, yes, and can you actually sit with what's already there, right? What your body is offering you. And so the cultivation of your capacity to fully sit between your thighs, to sit in your root, right? To sit in the base of you, in your tailbone, and to notice the sensations, notice the energy, notice traumas, dramas, everything that's gotten stuck here, right? That you've ignored, that you've vilified, that you've disowned, that you've felt like you've lost, and to be with it, right? And lots of different practices that you can do, but basically you're in your body, you're in your breath, you're cultivating a capacity to be in the stillness with yourself, between your thighs. And once you are in that, we begin to notice what we're being offered, right? We become more attuned to the messages, the sensations, the offerings that our oracle is offering up to us. The wisdom of the oracle, we become more attuned. So the more that we sit in the practice, the more that we sit in the stillness, and we become, it's like we find a space of equanimity with what we find. Where rather than in the ego, or we're judging, or we're trying to make it something else, we're trying to speed it along, we're able to actually be with it, be in the noticing of it, the awareness, the witness of it. And then as we cultivate through practicing, we cultivate this deeper attunement, this deeper sensitization with what we're being offered. The ways in which we then move through our life become informed with what we find. So our oracle always offers up something nonstop. There's something being offered, right? Yeah. So we cultivate the capacity to listen, to be with it, to sit with it. And then our actions, which are our actions, are simply our living, right? The actions that you take, that is how you are living. That's you. This is you in energetic exchange as life, right? And so whatever it is that you're desiring to manifest, to make manifest through your body, we get to shift our come from, right? And so our come from gets to be informed by our this deep wisdom, this primal wisdom, right?
Yeah.
This pleasure, this evocation, the wilds between your thighs, that oracle then becomes how you live. And so the actions you're taking, the decisions that you're making, the art, the relationships, all of that your come from has now been so dropped in and grounded, right, into your own, the fertile soil of you, the remembrance of you. You are then able to live from such a healed, like a healed and healing, because it's, we're still living, so the healing, but you're able to live from this regulated and recalibrated state. And so everything you touch and everything you are gets to come from this, like the deep exhale of you.
I love that. I'm going to quote you on that. Your come from informs your come to the remembrance of you.
Yes, absolutely.
I also loved another word that you used, equanimity, which is a powerful word. And it's a powerful wish, actually, because it doesn't necessarily exist on every level of life. But speaking of wishes, what do you hope the world will look like in 20 years?
I know. Ooh, all right. Let's get.
We can write a book on that.
Yeah, let's go.
That's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah, name a few things. Like, what would you want to do?
My wish, my desire is that there is a shift away from the idea that people are not racist, that this idea, this concept is gone. It is gone. You are actively embodying the medicine of anti-racism, of decolonizing what is in your body and in the world, and the systemic oppression in the world, or you are not. Right. There's no like, oh, but I have a black friend. I have a black lover. I have half black kids. I grew up next to a reservation. None of these things.
Yeah.
No. I traveled to India and I got, a new name. No. None of that. None of that. That this idea and the blinders that they are no longer a part of the everyday experience of the world.
Yeah.
Was I doing multiple
that right
wishes?
There was big enough.
Yeah.
You can have multiple wishes. You may have multiple wishes, but that alone would make the world a better place. Alone.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, but I'll grant you another wish.
Right, one more. Okay, I built in that, right, that we begin to really understand the ongoing ramifications of white supremacy in gender, in sexuality, in financial institutions, in healthcare, in birthing, in land grabbing and stealing and desecration, in our oceans, that we really begin to understand that this is not just people marching down the street with hoods. That is a thing, but the systemic long-term ramifications that everyone experiences in some whatever capacity every day, that we begin it's studied and it's understood and it's being abolished and dismantled, and we are creating a world that everyone is actively living to eradicate oppression, that everyone that our bodies are our own.
Yeah.
Our body, that the sovereign, that everyone has full agency of their bodies, right? That assault and all of the ramifications of sexualized and racialized trauma are seen in the light, in the darkness, in the spaces between, and that the world has stood up and said no more.
Yeah.
And that we are all doing our work. Yeah.
And that systemic mindset is pervasive.
It's in everything.
And insidious.
It is.
Like, you don't think it's there, but it's there.
It's there.
It's always there.
It's there.
What do you do in your downtime besides just try to save the world? What do you do in your spare time? Do you have any spare time? What do you do?
I totally do. Running, reading. I am a voracious, lifelong reader. Writing random things that will never see publication or the light of day. just the whatever writing. Hilariously, I love aesthetics. So
yes, sister, I'm with
right?
you.
Such a turn on. And so I'm always in some sort of, my friends are you're like this connector. I just find different things and programs and offerings and books and tool and just things to create a more aesthetic, living of for my work, for the world, just for fun. So aesthetics, reading, I dance. I haven't been dancing in a while, but I was once I get back out into the public, Rumba and salsa. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, a lot of hip motion. I get it.
Yeah,
I see you.
I suck at bachata. I'm going to try. I'm going to try again. It's I don't
that's
know.
Not an easy one.
For
some reason.
Yeah. My body's just I don't understand.
Yeah. And you could count it each time. Yeah. You could do the count. You're like, oh yeah, I got it. But then the feet don't move at the same way.
Oh my God. No. I get 2 seconds. I'm nope.
Yeah, no, that's not it.
I lost it. No, that's not it.
Yeah. Pretty cool. What is your self-care routine? Now, I know you describe what you do in your spare time, the reading, the writing, the aesthetics. Would you consider those also part of your self-care?
Yeah.
Okay.
My life, right? The living of it, it's got to be in support of that dropping in for me.
Yeah.
So one thing that I would add, self-care for sure, is making sure that I've got a lot of alone time. That is that's huge for me, just in my own energy,
because that's how you recharge. So that is part of your self-care and wellness upkeep. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Understood. Yeah. What is your, let's get a fashion question. What's your favorite article of clothing? Or if you don't have one, what types of clothing are you most comfortable in?
Ooh. Okay, hilarious, right? I love these delicious kind of African print, flowing wraps. And I love sweatshirts. So these are, you can owe it a hood sweatshirt. Boom, that's that's
a hoodie.
Yeah. Hoodie is that's life. Hoodie is life. And then just succulent fabric wraps.
Yeah.
And my goddessing up.
Yes.
That I'm stepping into.
Yes.
Thunder Voice Eagle. They make these incredible hats, reclaimed, just indigenous, they're orgasmic.
I'm so going to look that up. Thunder Voice Eagle. Got it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So that is the I'm all right, we were stepping. Yeah. Stepping into that.
Stepping into the glow. Stepping into the aura.
Yes.
Okay. A couple of definitions. How do you define self-love?
Remembering who you are and allowing yourself, right? Allowing yourself to live as that.
Okay. And how do you define style?
Allowing yourself to excavate the depths of you and being willing to hold the line on that in the world, no matter who you're around.
Love it. Love it. Do you have a beauty routine? And if so, what is it? And your beauty routine could be I wash my face with water and that's it.
Yeah. I use Pharrell's products, Human Race.
And what do you think?
I love them.
Okay.
I wash my face. There's Moisturizer.
Yeah, that thing that I put on.
Yep, it's like an exfoliant. I still have some moon juice. Also, like I forget. Oh my gosh,
Serum,
some sort
moisturizer,
of
sunscreen.
some sort of exfoliant, like exfoliator.
Oh, okay, yeah, an exfoliant.
Acid,
Okay, yeah,
yeah, something.
enzyme peel, whatever.
Yes, yeah, like twice
Scrub.
a week. Yeah, those kinds of things. That's
those things.
Yeah, and I'm full on Scorpio, so just being in water, like if you're like beauty routine is just like letting myself like water, just drink the water, immerse in the water, water.
Yeah, water. So you drink a lot of water.
I do, not as much as I should.
That's okay.
Should, but like that I want to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All good.
But all the water.
If I were to look into your beauty cabinet or your medicine cabinet, what would you say you have too much of, and what would you say you don't have enough of?
Oh, it's pretty sparse.
But it's okay if you like it that way.
I know. I am very like I don't do a lot. What do I?
So you're a beauty minimalist.
I am a beauty minimalist. Absolutely. I would say I need to floss more. So like a higher turnover of the floss is what my medicine cabinet needs.
Okay. Well, you can come over and borrow stuff from my overfilled, beyond over the top, crazy packed, multiple shelf beauty cabinet. I've got plenty. I've got plenty to. I could make the world a more beautiful place, literally, just topically, at least, you know. It's already a beautiful place in many places. Oh my gosh. What would you say is the one beauty or wellness product you cannot be without? Cannot.
Ooh. Beauty or wellness product I cannot be without. Oh my God. Probably head wraps.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. And you do them so well.
Thank you. I am like baby style person. I'm like, I'm going to learn how to do like so many cool things. And then a year later, I'm like, no, for real. I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn more than the 2 ways that I know to use it.
The top and the side now, right?
Yeah. I'm like, ooh.
It's beautiful. It's one of the first things I noticed. It's actually, it's majestic. It's majestic.
I love
beautiful.
Them. Yeah, I love them.
And now, what is the one element of nature you cannot be without?
Ooh, sky.
Yep. Gotcha.
Just I like wide open, expansive, just yes.
Yeah.
Sky. Yes.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Last 2 questions, Nika. Okay. I can't believe it's almost over. This has gone by so quickly. But the second to last one is called the Fast 5. So I'm going to list 5 sets of pairs, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Don't even think about it.
Wait, choosing of the 2 things that you give me, or something else completely that like they remind me of? Okay, choose from the 2.
Choose from the 2. Yes.
Okay.
So the first one, clothed or nude?
Nude.
Wine or water? Wine or water?
Water.
Head or feet?
Ooh, feet.
Sun or moon?
Moon.
And the last one, breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast.
Gotcha.
At night.
Ooh, that's tantalizing. I like that. And now the last question is the Fab 5. What are your, Ms. Nika Carly, your top 5 recommendations for living a beautiful and fearlessly empowered, primal, fabulous life? I'll write these down.
Okay. Create. Whatever it is. Create. Abolish. Whatever it is that you know is not right in the world. Take a stand for it. And live that stand. Like whatever that stand that you're taking, live it. Mm-hmm. Remember who the fuck you are.
Okay.
Just
in exactly those words.
Exactly those words.
Love it.
Lay down in the dirt. Like get to the land. Just lay yourself down.
To ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
come back to your breath.
Oh. It seems like that solves so much, just coming back to breath.
It does.
Oh.
It does. It does.
Those are Miss Nika Carley's Fab 5. Wow, those are pretty fabulous, I gotta tell you. And pretty unique. I haven't heard a lot of those before. And that's pretty awesome. That's pretty, and we ask I ask all my guests that they're Fab 5, and some of them are amazing, like, oh my gosh, yes, of course.
Yeah, you're like, duh, of course, what?
Yeah. And then some of them just like transform right away, and yours are absolutely transformative. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're so welcome.
This brings us to our close of this week's episode of the Forever Fab podcast with my beautiful guest, Nika Carley. To work with or book Nika, please visit nikacarley.com. Follow her on IG at Nika Carley. Visit her on her YouTube channel, and you can always hear her and chat with her at Clubhouse at Nika Carley. As always, if you like this episode of the Forever Fab podcast, please share it and subscribe to the feed. Listen to past episodes or check out who's coming up next on foreverfabpodcast.com. For holistic beauty tips or to set up an appointment with me to discuss your personalized options for leveling up your beauty, go to elementsandgraces.com and sign up for my newsletter. And for an online e-consultation on time, anytime, and on your time, visit clicklift.com for your wellness, plastic surgery, and beauty questions on the go. That's click-lift.com. And if you don't want to go anywhere or leave your home for your next beauty appointment, then look out for Jet Set Beauty RX, offering mobile aesthetic medical services such as injectable fillers, chemical peels, and multivitamin facial treatments on the go. Jet Set Beauty RX is coming to your neighborhood soon. If you enjoy the Forever Fab podcast, but want to see more and hear more, then become my Patreon patron. You can visit patreon.com/foreverfab or click on the link in bio or the link in the episode description of the podcast so that you can sign up for various tiers, gold, platinum, or diamond, so you can get additional content, lifestyle videos, and special co-hosts for each podcast interview. I look forward to seeing you, and I thank you for your support.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty, curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD. Live beautifully and help make the world a more beautiful place.